would.
He might.
Please. I'm the savoriest.
Are you the savoriest?
The savoriest.
Well, I like to keep you on my tongue for as long as possible.
Oh.
What? What did that even mean? I don't even know.
That's what he said.
That's right.
Now.
That wasn't even a double entendre. That was just a single.
That was
There was
entendre.
barely one entendre.
That's right.
That's what she said.
Exactly. Thank you, Colonel Potter. All right, I think we're ready to go then, if you guys are. Let me quickly double-check audio here. Yep, we're good. Okay, volume's up. All right, great. All right, I think we're good to go. Thank you for being on. For real, you guys you're both favorites.
You're not just joshing.
No. People like you on here, dude.
Toying.
They like you.
Justining or joshing or any other.
Or
name.
jostling.
Jostling.
That's
How did I miss
totally a
that?
thing now.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We're just gonna start it up. So here we go. It begins in 3. Oh, you know what? Yeah, no, that's working. 3, 2, 1.
I have
Current Geek.
Aha.
Oh, hey everybody, welcome back to Current Geek. This is Current Geek. Welcome to it. The weekly proceedings of the meetings of the Frog Pants All-Stars. That's right. It geeks of the world and you to keep you current on all things that matter most. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Tom Merritt. Hi, Tom.
Hello, Scott Johnson.
What's going on, man?
I don't know. I've been playing Hearthstone all day.
Oh, that's not good. That's not productive.
It's great.
That leads to...
I've actually gotten better at it. Very productive.
In that way, it is indeed productive. I got to ask you real quick before we bring our guests in here. What did you think of the World of Warcraft premiere cinematic deal for Warlords of Draenor?
Oh, man. It was like I wanted to be in a movie theater.
I know, right? Oh, gosh. Every time you see one, you go, why aren't you guys making movies? And then you realize, that 5 minutes took them a year. Got it.
Yeah, right.
Great.
Right. No,
Sweet.
but hopefully we see a little of that magic in the movie, right?
Well, that's what we hope. We may have a good idea what the orcs might look like. Well, we have to wait and see. Joining us, ladies and gentlemen, 2 returning guests, one for his 4th appearance. We'll start with him, with seniority here. It's Brian Ibbett, everybody. Brian Ibbett.
Thanks. You should always do ladies first, but okay.
Well, I had her video up the whole time as if I was going to do her first. But
Brian Ibbett was what I was doing when I wasn't playing Hearthstone, and by that I don't mean doing Brian Ibbett, but he was on Daily Tech News Show today.
Oh, congratulations! Very nice.
We did that.
Brian Ibbett, of course, of Coverville fame and TMS and FilmSack and a million other things. Brian, it's great to have you on.
It's great to be on. Thank you, guys.
I talk to you as if I never talked to you. It's
I know. Who's this?
Who's this guy? Who's that girl? Who's this girl? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, Jocelyn Moffat, co-host of The Angry Chicken and many other things. How you doing, Joss?
I am fantastic. Thanks so much for having me back.
I just realized I got like overly familiar and called you Joss. That's like a thing.
Okay, everybody does.
Okay, good. I figured that was like a brother-only kind of deal, Like I'm not allowed.
That's okay. You're practically a brother. Same deal.
Oh, how sweet. Well, it's good to have you both. And let's just dive right in. We got a lot to talk about. Nerdy stuff, right? So here it is.
Herbert Hoover, Secretary of Commerce in 1922, finds infant radio facilitates news gathering, as do many others in high public office.
Thomas?
Yes, we have breaking news today. A Stormtrooper helmet design for Episode 7 has leaked to the internet.
That's great.
Yeah. If you believe this is actually from the movie. Movie prop site The RPF and Indie Revolver both have different helmets. Latino Review claims the Inquisitors will be the main villains in Star Wars, both in Star Wars Rebels and Episode 7, actually. They're defenders of the Sith Order, and they've been around for a long time. And then Badass Digest says that the cyborg hand that was tweeted by J.J. Abrams recently, he was holding a note, is actually supposedly the Inquisitor's cyborg hand.
Oh, good. Then not that other bad rumor we talked about last week then, which is that potentially the whole story... Was it this show we talked about this rumor? I think it was. The entire story revolving around somebody finding Luke's hand?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Where was this?
Tastes like midichlorians.
No, don't put it in your mouth, dude. That's not what you want to do with Luke's hand. It
does keep the pool clean, the midichlorians.
This Stormtrooper...
The Jedis must be crazy.
Exactly. This Stormtrooper helmet is complete. This is total bullcrap. There's no way that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's like 2D paper mache anyway. It doesn't even look right.
Well, you're talking about which one are you talking about? The one with the Knight Rider stripe across the eyes, or the the black and white one that's got kind of the.
I'm looking at the Knight Rider stripe across the eyes one.
Okay.
Now, the modernized one, maybe. Because that one sticks pretty close to the original design. Maybe that one, but the other one.
Yeah, but the Knight Rider stripe one looks a lot like you were mentioning earlier, like the Sith, the Imperial Guards, that were red in the
oh, good point.
Episode 6.
Would they go white with fear after the fall of the Empire? Like,
sure, exactly. Well, the Empire, the Death Star was really just funding all their paint purchases, all the red paint purchase. So once you don't have the red paint coming in,
they sneaked it into the Death Star.
That's what they were storing in the middle of the Death Star.
Well, so I don't know who they hired to do their like prop design or any of that stuff this time around, but my guess is, since it's Abrams and he's had this experience with Star Trek before, they pretty deftly went into those Star Trek remakes and said, here's an old phaser. Now we need to have something that's a callback to that, but also kind of new looking and has its own little changes. Same with the Enterprise. Same with a few other things, the uniforms and stuff. They seemed old school, but also had some modern trappings to them. Maybe that's all we're looking at here is some potentially leaked stuff that's a little bit moderned up. I mean, that helmet of a standard trooper, like that's pretty consistent with a stormtrooper. You'd look at it and immediately know what it is, but definitely there's some aspects to it.
Some upgrades, right? I mean, that would be the natural, the 30-year evolution of the Stormtrooper helmet. I'm more surprised that if this is true, I'm more surprised that they're going with a Rebels versus Empire storyline again. Continuing that story with the fall of the Empire. You almost think that they'd have some new threat that they're kind of going up against.
Well, with all the extended fiction gone, what happens? What's the theory on this? There had to be armies and armies and armies of stormtroopers that were just sort of standing around waiting for orders, and then this all fell apart. Emperor gets chucked in the toilet. Old man Vader's out. Where do they go? I mean,
Who takes over, right?
Right, because you never get to see, like, there's some training planet somewhere with probably, I don't know, 1 million of these white soldiers just standing there going, well, what do we do now?
Well, they're clones. They can poop them out as much as they want.
That's true.
Machine.
I keep forgetting they're clones.
Camino.
Jocelyn,
at your post.
Any thoughts on the Star Wars business? Are you excited about it? What do you think?
I'm moderately excited. I didn't really grow up with Star Wars, so it's not ingrained into my geekdom. So I look at that and I'm like, it looks the same as the old one. Of course, that's what the Stormtrooper helmet looks like.
Well, what about this idea of the Inquisitor? The idea here is that the Inquisitor is a character from Star Wars Rebels that would inform Episode 7, which means that he existed before the rise of the Empire as well as after the fall of the Empire. And in fact, this post insinuated that maybe the Inquisitor has existed for even longer.
So this is a dude, an individual Inquisitor, not a group of them as far as we know? Because I only bring that up.
Well, the Inquisitor has a team, so I don't know how many he'll have in Rebels, but apparently in 7, there's just him.
Okay, so he's your baddie. That makes sense. Because I'm just hearkening back to my time with Star Wars, The Old Republic, which had Inquisitors in it. That's one of the the Imperial side or the dark side. You could train to be one of those, and I had one, and he was really cool and fun. But I don't know what that means in the post Episode 6 era for Inquisitors and what all that means. So either way, the idea that somebody would have to, someone has to fill the evil vacuum, right? You can't just have it all go away when Vader's out. So yeah, plus we wouldn't have a movie. What fun would that be? So I say somebody takes over the clones. They got nowhere to be. Done.
Be my new army. Yeah.
The Inquisitor seems elegant, right? Because Lucas forced us into this corner where there can only be 2 Sith at any one time.
Yeah.
And then we just killed them both at the end. Spoiler alert, at the end of Return of the Jedi. Right?
Dang it, I was going to watch that this weekend, finally.
I know that.
Is that the one with the Muppets? No, I'm not going to watch it.
So now it's like, oh, well, Episode 7, there are no more threats.
Yeah.
Which is why you were saying maybe we'd have a new threat. But I guess what they're saying here is the Sith were more than just the 2 Sith Lords. There's this Inquisitor character, which is in the extended universe. And so they're going to pull that in and make, that maybe that Inquisitor is trying to rebuild the Sith and recruit new ones.
Well, I'm all for this.
Like Luke's son.
But for Star Wars to work properly, they need a working tractor beam, and this next story seems to indicate we're working on one.
Thank you, Australia. Magoo JC submitted this at our subreddit. And just a note, if you want to suggest stories to the show, please do at currentgeek.reddit.com. Magoo JC suggested this one. Australian National University has developed a tractor beam. However, it only works in water.
Oh, well, that's
actually a wave generator.
Well, then
actually
only
a vacuum.
The Sequest DSV or whatever. That's where we'll get to use this. Pull a. Oh, by the way, I got to tell you something. The other day, you know, Sequest, right? We did the pilot on autopilot and stuff. I don't think we knew on that autopilot episode that the kid who played basically the C. Wesley, everyone referred to him as, that guy killed himself. I had no idea that this poor.
That's horrible.
I know, it is horrible. So the other day, I'm just totally joking around. Oh, C. Wesley, what a loser. I can't believe they cast a guy who's going to be the C. Wesley. Rah, rah, rah. And then someone said, you know, he killed himself like a few years after that show. And I went, oh, dude. So anyway, geek faux pas is what I like to call that. I'm all for.
But hey, complex 3D waves create their own current to pull an object to an intended destination. So it works like a tractor beam in water. It could be used to guide cargo ships into port, contain oil spills, or in water world.
Yes. Well,
it looks like they're doing this on the surface of water, which is kind of cool, right? So it's not. It doesn't have to be completely submerged.
Yeah.
No, that's why it'd be good for cargo ports, because they basically can manipulate waves and then just sort of pull things toward it.
Think about think what Kevin Costner could have done in Waterworld if he knew that those guys were laying in wait in those jet skis just under the surface.
Just
turn on the tractor beam. Boom,
see?
pull the jet skis in, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking he could have tractor beamed himself into a bathroom and not had to use his little tree.
That's right, because he had to. That's right. Don't forget everybody.
But that'd be a waste.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, Jocelyn, you ever seen paper? Just kidding. You ever seen? What do you think about tractor beams as a technology? Do you think this is a step toward space domination, or just some weird water thing that we won't care in a couple of years?
Well, I think it's a really cool water thing, but I was really surprised that through the whole time they were talking about how cool the 3D wave thing was, and you can contain oil spills and everything else. I'm like, no, the government's going to buy that, and that's going to be military, and they are just going to pull all the enemy ships in, because that's the first thing I thought of.
Eastern Canada is a little conspiratorial this week.
I was just like, why are they not talking about like defense and military applications? Yeah, right. You can literally make people go wherever you want on the surface of water. Bad news bears.
That does seem kind of bad now that you mention it.
Well, it could be used for both. Would be my response. Like, I'm sure.
Really, where's the money, Tom? Where's the money? Containing oil spills or military?
Are you kidding me? Exxon wants to contain that oil spill as soon as it happens. They don't want it to be given it all the bad press, and they've got enough money to buy one of these. But the Navy is totally. You're right about that. They're totally going to.
Everything cool gets co-opted by the military. Yes, Brian.
Exactly. Well, and that's kind of the problem.
Yeah.
Like the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I want to know is if it goes. When you turn
it off.
Yeah, but you gotta throw a pebble at those guys to distract them so they don't see you doing it. Back to the Star Wars.
Send an old man to turn it off.
I like it.
And that old man is Zack Snyder. He is making the Aquaman movie, ladies and gentlemen, and he says it doesn't suck. In fact, he went to bat for Aquaman. Atomic Space Gun pointed this out. A Detroit radio station was dragging down Aquaman. They're shooting Aquaman in Detroit. The rumor is that Jason Momoa has been cast at it. Two DJs were disparaging Aquaman, and Snyder called into the radio station to defend Aquaman. Said the cool thing is with Aquaman, his trident, people don't realize this, he said, can cut the flesh of Superman.
Yeah.
If they come in contact, that's a thing that's in the canon. He's super strong because, of course, he can exist at these super deep depths. So when he comes up here, he's crazy strong.
That's right. And listen, there are moments in the comics anyway where he is a grade A, bad A with has a trident built into his arm at one point. Speaking of missing hands,
situation,
maybe that's
he could just turn bad like the plutonium from the Invincibles and just go after Superman and kill him.
And there are so many organisms, large and small, some mysterious and at the so far depths of the sea that we will never see them, that he's got control over this stuff, man. They could come rising up out of there. I'm actually kind of excited about an Aquaman movie.
He's going to bring these fish up from the depths that are completely blind and can't attack whatever.
They just got
as long as you go in the water, you're screwed.
I don't know. I mean, yes. Look, the cartoon never did a good service for him. It was all dolphins and little fish, and it was pretty stupid. The only powers worse were the other Wonder Twin that can only be water in a bucket.
Yeah.
So I
oh
get
my God, Bizarro's attacking. Oh, is there a lake nearby?
Okay, you're right. He's limited as to where he can go. Isn't there a superhero that cannot get near water? Who's that? That may be a Marvel
Toilet Paper Man.
Toilet Paper Man. I can't remember. There's somebody, but they would work well together. Oh, I don't know why the phone call's dying. Hold on. Oh. Are you guys there still?
Yeah, we're still here.
Tom, somebody else is calling you.
Tom, you're here? That's went bad.
He did the Aquaman noise and broke the internet.
We lost Tom. All right, well, he'll call back. Or he'll get back on here somehow. Yeah, whatever, man. Jason Momoa is kind of a bad A. He looks cool. I think I have a good feeling about this. What do you think, Tom? What do you think?
I think it's best in Star, which is about after a country that, which.
Your connection is weird. Hold on.
I want somebody to isolate that out and fill in the missing words.
Yeah.
In Tom's.
Please do that. Someone do that.
It's a little better. It looks like you're okay now. You back? You're back.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, that was really weird. Well, if it keeps up, we'll deal with it. Tell us about what's up. What's up next?
I want to make sure that there's with 4 fingers in the and then I want you to go ahead and put electrodes on the.
That was pretty good.
Is it on the side?
Oh no. That did not go well.
Still screwing with us.
That went bad. Here, we'll call him back here. That's that, and then it kicked him. Oh man. Hey, hello.
Oh.
Hello. Oh hi. How you doing?
How's that?
It's better now.
Hey.
Are you not lagging now? Oh, thank goodness.
I don't know what happened.
You were just getting started on something, and then it crapped. Oh, you there?
Hey, Martin.
That's not good at all. All right, hold on. I'm going to pause this. Hold on. We're going to pause this. I'm going to try calling all of you back, so hang in there. Don't go anywhere. All right. Sorry, chat room. Hang in there for us. That's not good. It's the first time we've had these issues. All right. All right. Let's see how this goes.
Okay.
Fresh call might do it. You sound fine. Jocelyn, how you doing there?
How am I doing?
You sound great.
You sound good.
Tom Merritt. Uh-oh. Hello?
Hey, Scott Johnson.
Oh, hello.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi. How you doing?
Yes, I can.
Good deal. Are you...
Can you hear me?
I think so. It's like like a wave-based cutout.
Right. It's like you're in for 3 or 4 words and then out for 3 or 4 words and then in for 3 or 4 words.
Yeah.
So try saying a sentence.
I'm going for a sentence now.
Yeah, it's doing it again. That's really weird. It's going like, and then it'll come back and then go, and then I think everyone else is coming through pretty clear. I don't know what it means. I'm paused, by the way, so we're not. It's not like this is going to tape.
Yeah. I gotcha.
You want to try? I don't know. We could try.
Tom, you want to quit Skype and relaunch it, maybe?
Yeah.
All right, let's try that. I'll call you, or we'll call you back, or you. I mean, it may let you just jump in, but we'll call you if not. Okay, off he goes. Oh, Skype. Is there anything you can't do?
Is he on a PC or Mac?
He's on a Mac. I think it's because he was trying to run Hearthstone at the same time, if you ask me. Okay.
Yeah, his arena rating just went up. I just noticed.
Did it? Oh, sweet. He's ranked up? Nice. All right, now how you doing?
I don't know. How am I doing?
Ooh, I heard the whole sentence that time.
Yeah, I heard the whole thing.
Yeah, it was Skype weirdness. Need to reboot.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, look at us then. All right, I'm going to kick it off right here.
Actually, you know what I think it was? Because I did this. Woo, like Aquaman.
Yeah.
And I think I did it too well, and it broke Skype.
Yeah, your dogs came running? Is that what happened? Or that'd be fish, I guess.
So, Tom, that'll be an extra 50p for that tech support, by the way.
I didn't ask to go to the front of the line.
50p. Nicely done. All right, I'm going to pick up where we were. You were just telling us about something another Jay Martin sent in.
Yeah, I can just start with another Jay Martin.
Sure, go ahead.
Another Jay Martin is warning us. In fact, actually, he's warning you, Jocelyn. Citizens of the... Yes. You and all the other citizens of the federal parliamentary constitutional monarchy of Canada. There is a hobo robot in your dominion.
What?
The robot is named Hitchbot, It is the brainchild of David Harris Smith of McMaster University and Frauke Zeller of Ryerson University. The Vagrant was run out of Halifax on July 27th by its wise citizens and is reportedly headed to Victoria, British Columbia, powered by solar panels.
Hold on, I feel like I'm in a. What, is this real? What is
should
this?
be called
This is
Hobot.
real.
Why are they calling it Hitchbot? It should be Hobot.
Hobot. Hitchbot would look like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and would help people get dates.
Now, they want you to think that this is some cute experiment to see how humans interact with robots and get people to adopt it and give it rides across the country and see how long it takes and how people treat it. But I'm telling you, it's insidious.
Well, what have you heard up there, Jocelyn?
Who's got the conspiracy theories now? Jeez.
Do you have local news covering this, or what do you?
Oh, everyone is covering this. I mean, it started 2 weeks ago, and it's already all the way in Vancouver, which is 6,000 kilometers away. Like it's done.
Wow. Wait,
crazy.
You guys aren't right next door to Vancouver, then?
It's like 8 feet,
No,
right?
no.
All right.
It's
Those
really
kilometers?
far. Really far.
You know, my stereotypes of Canada.
Well done, Canada, in getting this thing across the country as fast as possible and ending your long national nightmare.
I still don't
he even
quite
got to
believe it.
go to a wedding and stuff. It's just like
That's the weirdest
it
thing.
couldn't happen anywhere else. Like everyone just keeps posting like if this was anywhere else, it would be like sold for scrap or vandalized or just disappear. But it's Canada, so it worked.
Wow.
That's a really good point. I want to see this done in other countries. Like, what's the experience in Mexico? What's the experience in Liberia? Well, Liberia is a bad choice right now, particularly. But
If we put it in, you put it in New Mexico, you think it'd look like a turtle with Danny Trejo's head on it? You think that's what it looked like crawling across the desert? No, nobody. All right, moving on.
we just get run over in the U.S.
Here's what I'll say.
Too soon, Scott.
I know, too soon. Here's what I'll say. In a week of kind of bad news, generally speaking, this is delightful.
Yeah.
This is a wonderful
That's a
little
very
story.
good word for it.
Yeah.
I kid about its threat. I'm totally not kidding.
Yeah, well, we knew. All right, well, forget about Hearthstone. We weren't talking about that. And
All
Angry
right, you
Chickens.
Angry Chickens.
Yeah.
2K is bringing us WWE Supercard, a free-to-play digital card game that has 400 cards based around various wrestlers, managers, and legends of wrestling. Cards can be paired up into teams and compete in ranked online play, available on iOS, Android, and Amazon. Jocelyn, is this going to pull you in?
No. Well, see, me personally, no, because I'm not a wrestling fan. But they do have the Android and Amazon audiences, which Hearthstone does not have. And that has been a huge argument that I've seen lately for other trading card games online. Everyone's super excited when they're on Android because there's a lot of Android tablets out there. Harder to develop for, but yeah, I think it's going to bring in...
Well, and they've got Hearthstone coming, but I mean, at BlizzCon, they gave us no real
Soon.
date. Yeah, they kind of just said whenever. I thought it would be by now, to be honest. At least a sort of test version or early alpha or something, but...
I think originally it was supposed to be sooner, and then the community really cried out for observer mode. So I think that they've shifted their development towards that because the esport community blew up.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure it's up there on their priority list. But I mean, well, they have grown. Ben was telling us on the Angry Chicken on Monday that they're up to 30 people. But still, small team, very small team.
I've always been this guy that is not a wrestling fan, but is a fan of wrestling. And let me explain. I think pro wrestling is so ridiculous and awesome. Like, I love the big dumb stories. I like the characters when they wear a lot of costumes and they have stupid names, and all that stuff is really fun. Like in the heyday, mid 80s to early 90s, that was the time to be a wrestling fan. But I don't really like it enough to follow a guy real closely or know what's happening week to week or do the pay-per-view or any of that. But the idea of pro wrestling is always entertaining to me, and I've picked up video games in the past based on that kind of surface level enjoyment. This seems like something I would totally play. It sounds like fun. Like, what is, Andre the Giant's super move? And, I mean, like, just thinking about what cards can do. I mean, I don't know what their format is, Tom. Like, is it going to be Magic the Gathering style? Is it more Hearthstone style? Is it like Order and Chaos style? Like, which template are they using? Yeah. I don't know. Brian, you going to... I mean, you're a bald guy.
Well, I just went and bought... Oh, thanks. So I automatically must like wrestling. I did just go buy the domain, The Angry Chic, for my new podcast.
All right. Good. Perfect. He's a good pick.
He's a wrestler, right?
Yeah. The angry or he's called something though. Is it just the Sheik?
I think just Iron Sheik.
The Iron Sheik. And what I like about those guys, they're all kind of vaguely racist, and it's all like stereotypes.
And you like about
I
them?
love that. I love that it's this weird bastion of like fake sports that can kind of rub our nose in it.
Vagueness to their racism.
Yeah, I do. I do, because it's never all out, right? And some of it, it's like there's guys that are clearly sort of, I don't know. Like the Undertaker. He's just he's basically a vampire or whatever he is.
I hate your kind of people, bakers.
Right.
People who make cakes.
They're like it's like video game rivalries. It's like I'm an orc and you're a human, kind of, and you can get away with that stuff more in wrestling. But yeah, I'm totally gonna play this.
Totally gonna be fake.
Jocelyn, you made a good point that iOS, Android, and Amazon means like mobile wise, they've got a triple threat, but no desktop version. That's where Hearthstone starts, right? Is on the desktop.
That's true. That's really where people
so no
got
competitive
hooked.
streams, no no potential for that, at least initially.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as popular as Hearthstone has been, but at the same time, it does appeal to a different group of gamers. It's not really going for the Hearthstone crowd. We're the ones who love, WoW and the lore and fantasy. This is definitely aiming for the people who enjoy EA Sports games.
Is this Supercard? Is that the name of it, Tom? Is that the name?
Is that what it's actually called?
Well,
yep, WWE Supercard.
I was going to ask when it's out. It's out now. It's free to play. It's enjoying a 4.5 out of 5-star review. That's pretty strong. And I'm going to try this. Why the heck not, man?
Supercard is what HyperCard turned into back in the old Apple days. You could program in Supercard. I'm dead serious. That's actually
really.
Is that what HyperCard became? Are you?
Yeah,
right?
that's the whole genesis of the program that I do consulting for. The company I do consulting for was from a Supercard application called the Ad Director, and it evolved into the sales presentation system that they're using now, which is written in C++ or something. But
hey, 327 reviews in the iOS store, Scott. 4.5 stars.
Yeah, it's strong.
Wow.
It's not bad for a start. It looks
They've
like
got
it's
a really good astroturfing program, or it's loved. One of the two.
One of the two. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It needs time to grow and stuff, but I like what I'm seeing here. I think I'm totally going to play this, and it looks like the cards actually jump out on the mat and fight for a second. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I
was wondering how in-depth the animation was going to be on these, but 400 cards, that's a good number.
It's one of the strengths of Hearthstone, isn't it? Like
it is, it's entertaining.
It just pops. Everything you do in that game is so well represented and animated and physical that any game that wants to sort of compete with that dominance needs to do something at least similar to even be noticed. But they are on the phone as well as the iPad, which is something Hearthstone can't claim right now. So there's one up on the iOS store. Anyway, that'll be fun to see.
Yep.
Wrestling cards.
Finally, the star of our subreddit, Mike P. Kennedy, let us know about Zero Freitas, a 62-year-old Brazilian businessman who is trying to buy every vinyl record he can find. I was a little confused whether he just wants to own every vinyl record ever or if he's trying to get one of each. Yeah. But he had a dozen 40-foot-long shipping containers delivering thousands of records to him last year alone. He has been to therapy, he says. He doesn't know why he wants to do this, but he does. He's got teams out there scouring the earth. And he wants to make his archive available to the public in a place he wants to call the Emporium Musical, which would include listening stations. Sounds kind of cool.
Well, what does that mean, though? Like just a building where you could go in and spin these records and listen to them kind of thing? Oh, wow. All right. Hey, you know what? Lots of other dumb things have had money thrown at it.
Worse things, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, way worse than this. So I kind of don't mind. It's like that kid on, was it eBay? Wherever he did it. I don't know if it was eBay or not, but he sold that giant video game collection. Oh, listen to this. What's this?
This is WWE Supercard.
Do they have the wrestler intros and stuff?
They just have pictures.
Do they have the mustache dude interviewing a card before the match?
They've got Hulk Hogan on the screen.
Oh, if they interview a card, this will be my favorite game of all time. But yeah, like I say, you know what? If you're gonna throw your money around and you're a freaking millionaire businessman guy, why not? This is fine. Brian, you should appreciate this as a music guy.
I do. I totally appreciate this. I don't know about the therapy, but I don't know whether he requires it or not, but I'm all for this kind of collection.
But you fully embrace digital as a way to have and store music and use it and share it and do all that stuff. Where is your head with the whole vinyl thing?
I have on the other side of the basement here. I have it's a meager, like 300, 400 album collection vinyl. Lots of singles, like
that
every year.
Even fill a shipping container.
I know, not even a FedEx shipping container. But I can appreciate the people who say, "Oh, it's got a warmer, richer sound than digital." And personally, I don't hear it, but I don't doubt that other people can hear it. I don't doubt that there are audiophiles out there who speak the truth when they say that they love the sound of the scratches and pops in vinyl.
Like our ears are too far gone.
Maybe.
Yeah, you never know. Good luck to that dude and his music emporium, or his Emporium Musical, as he's going to call it. I'd like to tell folks about Squarespace, squarespace.com. Let's say you love music like Brian does, and you're like, man, I want to catalog all the weird vinyl I have, and I want to do it in a way that everybody can see the vinyl art, a picture of me holding each one, and I want to do this quickly, easily, and I don't want to know anything about having to make no website. I want to have a site that kind of does all the heavy lifting for me, but does it, with good standards, and all the underpinnings are recognized as quality HTML or HTML current stuff and all that. Well, guess what? Squarespace is here for that. I want you to head over there, try it out, absolutely for free on us. Just give it a shot, see what you think. They don't require a credit card for that. You can just try it out. I love that about these guys. And when you're done, and I know you're going to want to hang on to that, because who else is going to do your vinyl blog? Not me, not someone else. You might even have a store tied to it. You can do lots of things. Use the code CURRENTGEEK. That's one word, CURRENTGEEK, at checkout for 10% off your order. That's at squarespace.com, and the code is CURRENTGEEK.
In case you missed a look at one of the best-dressed beauties of the early 20s, here's another look at her. Had enough?
Yes. Let's talk about Gamescom a little bit. So Microsoft and Sony, I mean, it's weird how Gamescom has become, which is held in Cologne, Germany every year, has become kind of the E3 of the UK. And I don't want to say that in a way that diminishes it or makes it seem like second place or Johnny-come-lately.
Of the UK, but it's in Germany.
In Germany. But everybody there, I mean, it's the European,
you mean of Europe.
Europe. That's what I mean. Okay. Yeah, forget the UK. Everyone's trying to leave the UK. It's awesome. Like, it's a really cool thing, and it's more and more a place where you're going to get exclusive announcements and interesting stuff out of the big console makers and other developers and even indies and things. And I kind of felt this week like I almost got more out of that than I did E3 this year, which is a little bit surprising. I'm going to throw one of the things we heard out, and you guys can just sort of bounce it around. But Jocelyn, I'll ask you first. Is it apparent to you that Microsoft has essentially abandoned the Kinect? In 1 year's time, they went, you know what? This is the greatest thing ever, and it's going to change your life, to we're not even talking about it. We're unbundling it. The thing's cheaper now. You don't need it. Come buy one of our new bundles, and you'll be a happy gamer. And Kinect what? How does that make you feel as somebody who was previously told that the Kinect is the greatest thing ever?
I find it so strange. I mean, I remember last year at E3, they were talking about how it was like 1/3 of the operating system and everything was built in with the Kinect, and you have to have it because it's integral to how the system operates, and it's going to be so great. You're going to be able to talk to it. It's going to do everything you want. And that is a really quick turnaround to go from 1/3 of your operating system to non-existent. Like, they're not even bundling it anymore with anything. I don't even think, can you even get a Kinect in a bundle anymore?
Well, you can if they're still on the shelf, right, Tom? Like, you just
the old ones?
Yeah, no, you can get the Xbox One with Kinect still. You can still buy that.
And you can find a deal sometimes where they're still $3.99. But
if you're saying a bundle like with a game, you may be right about that.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get a Kinect and a game and the Xbox One these days.
So there's this Sunset Overdrive bundle. It's all white. That one's pretty sexy. The Call of Duty Advanced Warfare one, which is skinned like Call of Duty, but it comes with a terabyte hard drive.
See, that's the beautiful part of that.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Really big.
Well, that's the only beautiful part, because I don't really want that game as much as some might, and I also don't want Call of Duty stuff smeared all over my console for the end of time. But I do want that.
You could paint it white.
I could do that.
I didn't mind the Call of Duty skin. I wasn't a big fan of the white one, because as soon as I see a white controller, I just think that's going to get so dirty, and it just looks so grimy so fast.
Yeah, this is true. Brian, you bought a PS4.
I bought a PS4. Yep.
You were one of 10 million.
Yeah.
Who
we win.
Have bought or will buy. Tom made a good point on Wednesday's TMS that this is probably shipped to stores numbers, but regardless, 10 million.
No, this is sold.
No, they said
this is sold.
That was the point I was making. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. So they've sold. So these are in people's hands. Every one of these 10 million.
Yep.
That's why it's
all grimy in people's hands.
But that's an impressive number, even more so knowing that. I thought this meant maybe they're still in Walmart warehouses and waiting to be shipped and that sort of thing. But
I think people make too much about the difference between shipped and sold. Inventory management is so much of a science these days that shipped almost always ends up being sold. So, people are like, oh, that's just the ship number. They're trying to make it sound better. That ends up being a proxy for sold. So I think people exaggerate it. But it is more impressive to think like 10 million have actually walked off the shelves.
Atari ET was the last time that there was such a big disparity between shipped and sold.
Yeah,
it can happen.
That sounds about right. What do we think about this Rise of the Tomb Raider being announced as a Xbox One exclusive, even though it has been determined later? People at Microsoft had said, no, it's timed exclusive. But they don't say that at all on stage. They basically got up and said, hey, it's an exclusive. It's still a good get. Like, timed or not, that last game did really well.
I heard, I haven't picked it up, but I heard the last Tomb Raider was really, really good. You played it, right?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I played it too.
Yeah. What'd you think, Tom?
Which I never play stuff like that, and I loved it.
Yeah. Good story, good stuff, good action. All that stuff was good. I love as a PC player, I'm more irritated that I can't get this on the PC because I really enjoyed it on there, and I thought it looked so much better than the current gen consoles then. I think the new consoles will look great, so I'm not really worried about that. But is it enough to make me... Knowing it's a timed exclusive, is it enough for me to want to run out and get an Xbox One just for this? And I'm not sure it is. In fact, I'm not sure what is yet. Like the big holdup for me has been price and give me a game I'm really excited about. And so far, I know that there are plenty of games on there for a whole lot of people who enjoy the games that have come out. None of them are really my thing. And so I've been less excited to make the jump. I think I'm ready when maybe it's Halo 5, maybe it's... I don't know. It's got to be some other exclusive or some other very compelling reason. And Rise of the Tomb Raider, while I'm excited about it and having played the hell out of the last one, I think I can just wait. I don't have to jump right on it. So we'll see.
I feel like this kind of stuff is more for the undecideds and the upgraders than it is for people like you who've already picked a platform.
Yeah.
There may be stuff come along to get you to add an Xbox One, but that's a much harder sell for either company to say, oh, if you have one, here's a reason to buy the other now. I think this is for the people who either still have PS3s or Xbox 360s who are like, I've been waiting to get a next-gen console, and I really love Tomb Raider, so maybe I'll get the Xbox One since, it's Christmas time, and this is what I want.
Yeah.
And that is totally me.
Is that you? I was going to say.
Yeah, I haven't upgraded yet because I've just been so into PC gaming in the last year, and I never buy a console right at release. It's just, there's never enough games. So, but I mean, like when Microsoft said that Smite was coming, I was like, oh.
Yeah,
I love Smite so much.
Smite looks amazing on there. Yeah, maybe,
I play religiously on PC. I play it 3 or 4 times a week. I love it so much. So to think I could take Smite and play it on the couch, I'm just like, oh God, I would never go to work.
Yeah, well, and for people not familiar, Smite's like a MOBA, right? It
is a MOBA, but it's like a third-person view. So, oh man, it's gotten me so into. I don't like any other MOBAs really. Even Heroes of the Storm, I'm kind of iffy on. But I love Smite, and it's gotten me way into PvP and WoW because it's very similar.
Well, that's good to know. I haven't actually. Yeah. I know enough about Smite to know that I love the look of it, but I'm just shy with MOBAs generally. Just don't kind of go near them. But if you're telling me I should give it a shot, maybe I will.
You should give it a shot. And there's a lot of different game modes. It's not just the 3-lane thing. Like I never play the 3-lane conquest map. I play Assault, which is you get a random god every time, and there's one lane, and you just kick the crap out of each other, and they're really short games.
Wow.
Oh, see, that would be the pull for me too, because that's less to have to maintain and worry about than the traditional 3-lane
exactly. And it's like a 25-minute game is really long. You're usually 15 to maybe 20.
Well, one of the reasons I gravitated toward the PS4 at launch was I knew that Sony had a lot of plans for indie stuff, and so far they've delivered pretty well on that and given me a lot of interesting games to play that I can't find in other places, or in some cases games that I can play on PC or somewhere else, but that have been well implemented there and have come over free with PlayStation Plus or something like that. What's exciting is this new SharePlay thing. So here's how this works, as I understand it. Let's say I got this game, and let's say the game is Towerfall, which is one of the games they mentioned would be implemented with this SharePlay feature. This is on Sony's platform. The way it'll work is, let's say Tom wants to play it. He doesn't have that game, though. He could be able to take a controller on his PS3 or PS4, and he and I could play that game multiplayer. Right now, it doesn't even support online multiplayer. It's all local. So that's already a bump up. But he could pick that thing up, and he and I could have a multiplayer game, even though he doesn't own it. He wouldn't be able to go in and change a bunch of settings or do a multiplayer or a single-player campaign or any of that. But he should be able to pick that thing up and play with me like right now. That's an awesome idea.
He can only play it like while you're actually playing the game. So it's it's like
actually no, I can actually play instead of him too.
Right.
He has to stay logged into the game on his console. But there's two sides of it. There's the service that lets you share the controller, and then there's the side that lets you play against each other.
Yeah, which is, different games will have it implemented in different ways. And
it's
my
called
guess,
pass the controller. That's what it's called.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, you're creating a couch environment virtually, where you would with a friend. You go to a friend's house. You're the one with the game. You brought it. You plugged it in. He didn't have a copy, but he's going to sit and play with you. I think their thinking is that a lot of people end up buying what they try in this way because they're having a lot of fun with their friends, and they get more features and functionality if they go ahead and pay for it. I think it's a brilliant idea, and I'm pretty sure this will leverage more of their Gaikai technology, which is also part of their, PlayStation Now rental service thing, which I haven't tried yet. I need to actually try that. Anyway,
you know what's interesting to me is that this is essentially what Microsoft was trying to do originally when they announced the Xbox at E3, and everyone just howled because of the restrictions that they had to put in place. And at the time, I'm like, well, it's the only way they could get the publishers on board was to put those restrictions in place. But Sony seems to have flipped that on its head. And what they've been saying is, yes, developers can block the share play, but we don't think they will. And it almost sounds like what they did to get publishers on board was to say, we're going to leave it on your end. Yeah. Your developers are going to have to block it.
Yeah.
And so you can block it, and that way, we're going to be able to get away with it, but you have to do the work to do it.
Is that also a way of fending off any bad press and saying, well, we gave them the tools to do it, and they decided not to. Sorry, EA.
Sorry, guys. No, I think that's a pretty brilliant move. Let them make the choice, and so when they make the choice, they look bad. If fans are really eating this up, and the EA decides not to do it, they're gonna, like you said, it's not gonna look good for them. So it's exciting.
I really think, I think that this is something that is removing the barrier to entry really to a new console, because that's always my problem. Is that you go in, you spend $400 or $500 whatever on a brand new next gen console, and then you have no games. So it goes from a $400 or $500 purchase to all of a sudden you're up $600-700, however much to get the games. But if I'm just friends with all you guys, you already have PlayStations. I can just go in and play your games with you. I get the multiplayer experience. I get to try things, and I don't have to drop a ton of money right after I've purchased the console. It's a no-brainer now.
Yeah.
Well, I've always wanted a PS4, but now I can get it and get games.
And PlayStation Plus gives you games.
Yes.
And you're going to pay for that because you want to play online.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and PlayStation Now lets you rent older games.
Yeah.
And some of them aren't that old. And here's the thing: if I picked up Towerfall during that month, it was free on PlayStation Plus. The only thing anyone paid in this scenario was my yearly fee for PlayStation Plus. I didn't even pay for that individual game for its full price, and we're all on the couch playing it virtually and having a great time. There's real power in that, and it drives. I think it drives sales. It drives interest. It drives interest in the console. These are really interesting, fairly innovative ideas that they need to we need to get complete follow through on and make sure it all works out well. But it excites me beyond just what we're hearing out of Microsoft. And I think Microsoft's going to get hungry and go crazy with this stuff. So mark my words, things are going to get real competitive, and Microsoft's not going to take anything that's going on right now, including this huge lead Sony has lying down. And that's good.
Now, Phil Spencer is trying to dig out from under what Don Matrick put in place.
Yeah.
So they're playing catch up, and Sony hasn't missed a step yet.
Yeah.
But eventually they will.
They all do. This is so cyclical. Yeah. It's disgusting. I mean, last generation, I bought a 360 first because I had that same experience of that's got more things I want to play on it right now. And Sony didn't at first. It took a while, and I finally picked up a PS3 because it started to make sense. This same thing will happen here. I suspect in the next 6 months to a year, I'll have a compelling reason to get one finally, and I will. And it's just that it's on them now to kind of take it back and get to be in front again. But they always go through this. And where's Nintendo in all this? Well, right now, I don't know where the hell they are, but don't don't knock them out just yet either. You know, I love this. It's an amazing business. So much fun to watch. And if anyone lives in the UK, or not the UK, I keep saying UK, Europe. There's more than just the UK in Europe. You're getting the PlayStation.
Germany too, apparently.
I can't even use the currency.
I know.
I just learned this.
You can get the PlayStation TV there on November 15th of this year. Still no US release, right? I don't think.
Yeah. This is because this only works with the broadcast standard in Europe. It doesn't work with our ATSC. So whether Microsoft will come out with an ATSC tuner is to be seen. But this is cool because, and the reason they're doing it in Europe is there's a greater percentage of the population that just does over-the-air broadcasts with things like Freeview. Yeah. And so this is more necessary. And they have fewer cable television deals with Microsoft over there. So for people who just have over-the-air television, they can pass it through the Xbox and use the guide. And it's just like it is for us here with our cable television. Yeah. And frankly, I use my TiVo over the air with my Xbox One, and it works great too.
Sure. And by the way, just a note, the Japanese version of the PlayStation TV does work here in the States, but you can't. Well, there's talk that you won't be able to use anything.
Oh wait, I'm talking about the Xbox tuner. You're talking about the PlayStation TV. Which is
we're mixing them up.
Yeah, I was confused. My fault.
No. The
PlayStation TV is the Vita.
TV
is essentially the
be
Vita
on
as a console.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, it's got Netflix and you know, it's a TV.
I'm just distracted because I just got the chair when I was drafting my cards.
Whoa.
Nice.
That's better than eye for an eye.
Is that legendary? Is that a legendary chair?
Yeah. Well, no, it says it's common.
Done deal, Tom. Done deal. I'm playing that game tonight. Are you kidding me? A minion is, and I'm not really a minion, but a card you can play is a freaking chair. That's amazing.
A ladder. And a ladder.
Dude.
Are you sure that this is like WWE and not like Hardware Store XL or something?
Oh, man.
2 ladders.
This is so WWE.
Stop sign? Really?
What is it? A stop sign?
I just whack somebody over there with a stop sign.
Whatever it takes. That's what I love. See, the good wrestling is where they had weird props and just.
It's like Carrot Top with all these props.
Right? I know.
I feel like they only had like 20 cards, and then they just like pointed around the room and said, "How about stop sign?"
Christian Spear is my legendary.
Nice. He's your rare, right?
He's my rare.
Yeah. He's blue, and they're color coding it like everyone else does. That's awesome. All right, well, good stuff. Let's. Guess what we have to do? Look at this. What we have. Hold on, I gotta play this right here. This right here is what we got to do.
Yeah.
Hold on.
America scores and wins.
It's time for the Current Geek Pop Quiz. And that's where these two Yahoo chuckleheads get to answer questions compiled and made by Mike, the Iceworm Boyd. And he does an amazing job at these. Brian's familiar with his question writing. I don't know if that helps him here, though, at all. Probably not.
Can I predict the typo? Ooh, I just went robot-y, didn't I?
A little bit. He's a little shorty.
Oh,
That's all right.
There we go.
Get
Okay,
shorty.
sure,
Get shorty. So here's how the rules work for those at home who don't know. We score you guys by saying if you got something right or if you got it wrong. And Tom keeps score. It's super weird how he does it, but in the end, you might win. Brian, your theme today is Runaways trivia. Runaways.
You're talking the band or the comic book?
The band. The band. Let's see.
Just actual people who run away.
Yeah. People on the backs of milk cartons. Milk
Right.
cartons. All right, here we go. First question. Who was the producer who put the Runaways together?
That was Fowley.
Correct. Kim Fowley. Nice
Fowley,
job.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah,
Guy.
0.9 because you didn't say Kim.
So it's Kim, like Kim Coates.
I said it. That's right.
You ever seen Paper? All right. Next one up. What was the peak position in the charts for the Runaways debut album?
Ooh, I'm totally going to be guessing on this one. I'm going to say, I'll say it got up to the seventh spot
Let's
on the
find
Billboard
out.
charts.
194th.
Yeah, it's a lot lower than I was expecting.
Quite a spread. Quite a differential there.
They'll always be 7th in my heart.
That's pretty good. Okay, where did the Runaways play their final concert in 1978?
Los Angeles.
You are incorrect. It is the Cow Palace in San Francisco.
Yeah, and since I used to live in San Francisco and Los Angeles, you lose a half a point.
Wow.
Fair enough.
Next one. After the Runaways parted ways with Kim Fowley in 1977, who did they hire as their new manager?
Yikes. I have no idea. Didn't even know they worked with anyone besides Kim Fowley.
I was hoping you were going to say Ernest Borgnine. It is Toby Mamis. Toby Mamis. Mamis. M-A-M-I-S. I don't know how you say that.
Tenth of a point acknowledgement of ignorance bonus.
I'll take it. It might be my only point, my only score in this.
Nice job. Which member of the Runaways went on to join the Bengals in the early 80s?
Oh, really? Okay. Going through my lineup of the Bengals.
Yeah. Walk like an Egyptian, you know.
Wouldn't have been... was Michael Steele a runaway at some point? No, I'm going to... Was it? Okay.
All right. I buzzed in, but you are correct.
I'm going to stick with that then.
That's
You're going to lose 2/10 of a point for this. Not really.
That's
but
right.
you gain a whole point. You get
that's
point.
not a deal breaker.
Okay, good. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
You get 0.8.
Yeah, you still get points.
I thought I was going to owe points. I didn't know where this was going to come out of my wallet or what.
Brian, you're on the path. You neither take points nor leave points. How is this possible? It's an inside joke. All right, here we go. Lita Ford lent her likeness and voice to what video game?
Oh, jeez.
I actually knew this one, but I don't.
Really?
I remember someone saying it some
I thought you were going to
interview.
say car delership, which would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Come on down to Lita Ford.
It was the video game where you go to a party on a Saturday night. You didn't, but you got in a fight.
Incorrect. It is Brutal Legend is the answer. Brutal Legend.
Really? Oh,
Yep.
I had no idea. That's awesome.
From Double Fine Entertainment.
Oh, the Jack Black thing,
yeah,
right?
the Jack Black deal. Yep.
You're going to lose 2/10 of a point for making me experience those lyrics.
Oh, you're singing along with me.
Yeah, right along with you.
Exactly.
Next one up. In 1977, the Runaways did a tour of Japan. What rank did the band have at the on the imported music charts in Japan?
Are you kidding me?
Nope. That's what
Thank
he has.
you, Ice Worm.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to say number one. I'm going to say when they went to Japan, they went into number one.
Fourth.
Yeah, well, Fourth.
The bands, were slightly more popular in Japan, and they were only slightly, by the way. Japan were, ABBA, Kiss, and Led Zeppelin edged them out.
And no cheap trick.
No.
Since you were 3 off, I'm going to give you a 1/3 of a point bonus for a bold answer.
Nice.
Wow.
See, you never know what you're going to get with Tom Merritt. Final question. What teen nightclub was Cherry Curry recruited at?
That's Sherry Curry.
Sorry.
Oh, no,
Sherry?
I'm taking a hit
Kristen
on points
Stewart.
for that one. Yeah.
I don't know. You might
No,
win
no,
some for
Dakota
that.
Fanning was Sherry
Oh,
Curry.
that's right. Dakota.
Yeah, Kristen Stewart was Joan Jett.
Yeah.
What was the name of the nightclub?
She was recruited there.
The Teen Bait nightclub.
You are incorrect. It's the Sugar Shack, but it's pretty close.
No, but you're spiritually correct. So you get a 1/4 point.
That's not too bad. All right. Tom has taken score. Hold on to those fine answers because now we switch over to Jocelyn. Jocelyn, this is World of Warcraft lore trivia.
Hooray.
Are you ready for this?
I'm so ready for
All right.
this.
Jocelyn is up to bat, and here it goes. What is the name of Tyrion Fordling's son who gets killed by Grand Inquisitor Isilin?
I have no idea. That's Alliance for the Horde.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. That would have been Talon Fordring.
Yep, full point for being for the Horde.
Oh, man. That's a controversial one right there. Okay, next up.
Not in any way.
Who poisoned Garrosh Hellscream's axe, Gorehowl, which led to the death of Karen Bloodhoof?
Magatha, I think she was the leader of the opposing Tauren faction.
You are correct. Magatha Grimtotem is the correct answer. Nicely done.
Magatha Christie.
A real whodunit. Who is Jaina Proudmoore's father?
Terpster.
Ah, these Alliance questions. Mr. Proudmoore?
Well, that's what they might call him. But it is Dalen Proudmoore. Dalen. Dalen.
Half point loss for using the assigning your own excuse note name.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I am excused from school, Jocelyn's mother.
I enjoyed it. Who did Kael Thalas, Sunstrider, align himself with to placate the Blood Elf's addiction to magic? There's some horde
Sargeras.
question. What was it? What? Huh?
Sargeras.
No,
No?
it is Illidan Stormrage.
Oh, well, but
You clearly are not prepared.
kind of the same, though. Because
Kinda.
in the end, he's like the puppet master of all of them, so come on.
Sure. They're very tragic
All right,
characters.
we're gonna give you
one and all.
a 2/10 of a point puppet master bonus.
All right. Who are the sisters of Sylvanas Windrunner? Just read about
Illyria
these. Okay, all right.
and Varisa.
You are correct. Nicely done.
Flow.
That was really. That was
Florida.
the spin-off.
The unknown
Sister.
sister.
That was just
The
a
one
bad.
they
that
don't
was
talk
the,
about.
Yeah, that was the bad spin-off, Tom. Get it? flow. All right. Anyway, what was Deathwing known for? Or I'm sorry, what was Deathwing known before taking that name? Meaning, what was his name before taking the name Deathwing?
Oh, I know this. Netharian?
You are correct. The Earth Warder is his title, but yes, Netharian is correct. Nicely done.
I knew it was right because I heard Randy Jordan's voice in my head as soon as she said it.
No, it must be right then. What artifact turns Illidan into his half night elf, half demon form?
Gul'dan's skull.
You are correct. Nicely done. We've seen him.
Gul'dan!
We saw him in the new whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It was so good.
Yeah, it was pretty good, right?
Trailer for Draenor.
I just realized it's been Brian's camera the entire time, and he just told me by moving his camera. Nice job, Brian.
No problem.
Final question. After the defeat of Arthas, who became the new Lich King?
Oh, I know this one too.
We just mentioned on the instance
he's the
today.
paladin duty. Oh.
I don't think they like being called paladin duties, but yeah. I mean, you're on the right track.
He was like,
Conan
he was,
O'Brien.
Anduin's like mentor.
Anduin.
Anduin versus Gul'dan.
Gul'dan.
I can't remember his name. I think it starts with a B.
You are correct about that. Wrong about the name. It is Bolvar Fordragon.
Started with B, get 10th of a point.
That's not bad. All right. Now that we've done that, Tom will score you up and say who won. Tom, who won?
All right. Brian Ibbett with a very respectable 1.65.
Nice.
Lots of 10th points. Just scraping for him.
Yeah.
And Jocelyn Moffat with a 4.8.
No, look at that.
I tip my hat
I lost
to you.
last time, so now I'm 50-50.
Well, nicely done, both of you. That was lots of fun. As always, time for forecast.
The future promises even more startling things to come.
It used to be a show. It's a segment now, and because we liked it that much. And Brian, is this yours? Is this the one you put in?
That was mine.
Oh, this is Tom. Tom, explain. What do we got today?
In 50 years, we will have domesticated another type of animal. And I don't just mean like cows. I mean like on the level of dogs and cats, like a pet that we will have near us. They will follow us around. They'll have personalities, not like fish or anything. It will be an advancement in animal psychology and sociology. The animal will be genetically engineered to be our friend, which is why we'll be able to do it so quickly rather than the long evolutionary timescale that it took for dogs and cats. And it will be a liger.
Oh, you've chosen the animal. Okay. We have a famous liger here at the Salt Lake City Zoo, the Hogle Zoo.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was this rare... Well, they're rare anyway, right? Lions and tigers mating.
They're possible. A lot of people think they're totally impossible.
Right.
That was a Napoleon Dynamite
They're like
creation.
mules.
Well, they think they're like jackrabbits, or not jackrabbits, jackalopes.
Jackalopes,
well, no,
yeah.
they're like mules.
Sure, they're
Right.
they're
Horse and a donkey.
People thought they were like jackalopes, but really they're like mules.
they're like mules. Yeah, they're totally possible. And so they have one stuffed up at the Hogle Zoo, right? You can go see it. And
They have
touch
it
it and stuff.
stuffed?
Yeah, it's
It's not
stuffed
alive?
because it died. Yeah, well, it died naturally though. Like it didn't die from being what it is. It just died of old age. But they
I thought
decided
you were
to
just
stuff
like
it.
they knitted it together. Like, look, it's a liger.
But it was, I guess it was significant because it was actually, they mated and was birthed there at that zoo. So they made a big deal out of it. And I don't know how rare it is now, but wouldn't these have to be less rare for your domestication idea?
Well, that's the genetic engineering, right?
Oh,
You make
okay.
it so that they can actually reproduce. Because like mules can't reproduce. Ligers would not be able to reproduce without the manipulation.
But why couldn't we just, forget the combo. I just want like a panther that we've genetically engineered to be really sweet and kind and never bite my head off, you know? Like just a great big
Fine.
panther.
You settle on your stealth panther.
I don't need him to be stealthy. I just like big cats. I'll see videos of some trainer or somebody at
A lion and a tiger isn't big enough.
that's not
Well,
big.
Yeah,
it is,
right.
but they're weird looking when you mix them. They look weird.
All right, fine.
You know what I mean?
We could loosen it up and be like, there'll be more than one option.
Can it be
So-
anything? Can I have a hippo? Can I have like
I assume that once we get this going, then yeah, all bets are off. You could
Okay.
probably do it to a
a mini
you'd
hippo?
be able to like pick and choose like your well, I'd like it to have the legs of an ostrich and the neck of a liger and,
Yeah.
and just have it
neck
and
of a
it's-
liger.
Just
It's
the
Just
neck.
that half main
Produce
thing
it like
going
a-
on.
Yeah.
like a
The
3D
neck of a
printing.
liger is my Survivor cover band.
Oh, nice. No, but like big, like tarantula legs, and I don't know, like just a strange, like then you could truly have a custom pet, and you could order it that way, and have them all have sweet dispositions. And
new from Google, Frankenpets.
See,
brought to you by Lego.
I'm in. I really like this idea. I like it a lot, in fact.
I don't think Jocelyn likes this idea.
You don't think so, Jocelyn? Where you at?
Well, I mean, I'm such a big pet person. This would be awesome.
So you'd be totally cool with it?
Yeah, I don't know about the whole genetic engineering thing, though. I don't think we got to go that far. I mean, with everything, Brian already touched on it. Google Glass, they're putting it in contacts now. I'm sure we could do some like tech enhancements.
Have like virtual pets.
Yeah,
like let's just walk around our life with us.
I was actually thinking metagenetics, which is not going in and manipulating the genes directly, but like accelerated Punnett square kind of stuff. But why? Let's just hop right on to robotics, right?
Exactly.
AI. I like it.
Yeah.
Cyborg thingies.
More functionality. Like our listeners have occasionally. They send us emails, and here's one. Here's an example of one. This is Rich from lovely Cleveland, is how he put it. Is Cleveland that lovely, or is it just okay?
Rich and Lovely Cleveland is a regular Daily Tech News Show correspondent.
Oh, nice. All right. Yeah. When we had Len lives near there, and we have friends in Cleveland. Good night, Cleveland. Okay, here you go. He says this, Scott.
It's hot in Cleveland.
I don't know why he's just addressing me. It's probably because he's going to call me out on something dumb I said. But and then, by the way, this is the first time I'm seeing this email, so this will be fun for all of us. Since you mentioned that Disney might be holding off on a Star Wars theme park because of a concern of a Star Wars film flopping, I wanted to see how the new trilogy performed, since these movies are generally reviled by people that like both movies and Star Wars. I was shocked to discover the worst performing film, Attack of the Clones, to date, the only movie I fell asleep watching in a theater, grossed over $500 million above its budget. A massive hit by any metric. Turns out Episode 1 was the biggest box office draw at over $1 billion. While I think these results are guaranteed for I don't think these results are guaranteed for new Star Wars films. If such mediocre or worse films can be that much of a draw, I think Disney can rest assured at least at least the first batch won't tank. Just a thought. I think Rich is totally right. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much a guarantee. Yeah. I can't remember how it came up, but last week it was suggested that these needed to do well for these theme park ideas to take off, and yeah, you guys were saying, like, why haven't they done this already? And that was one of the suppositions of maybe why. Well, the theory was that having not done it already, let's say, when we say already, we mean between 2009 when the merger took place or the purchase took place. Wait, was that it? Or that was Marvel? What am I thinking of? When was Star Wars? That 2011?
Would have been 2012.
2012, was it? Okay.
I remember I was sitting on my bed in San Rafael when I read the tweet.
It was right around the Avengers release, right?
It was before I moved to LA.
You remember where you were when a tweet happened?
I do. I remember. And it was MG Sigler's tweet that I read.
Oh, wow.
Star Wars.
Okay. Well, credit where it's due.
It's like Kennedy being assassinated. I was like,
they bought Star Wars? Maybe I'm more surprised that the Marvel thing hasn't infiltrated this theme park more, because that has been since 2009, and that is a fair amount of time. But yeah, there's no way that whatever they do with Star Wars, this first batch, these first 3 movies, or whatever it's going to be, there's no way it's going to flop enough to call it a flop. It would have to do so bad, so poorly.
And it would be so easy for them to just expand, like take Tomorrowland and make it
Star Wars Land, yeah.
Rebel Land or Star Wars Land or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
But how upset would you be as a regular Disney guy to know that they took your Tomorrowland and turned it into Star Wars Land? Would that rub you the wrong way?
If they did something like that already, and I'm trying to think of an example.
Yeah, but they move really slowly from what I can tell in changing things and designing things. So they've probably been working on this ever since they bought it, just to, to get it right.
It's a good
when they
point.
got that whole Tom Sawyer license and then turned Disneyland Island into Tom Sawyer Island.
Right.
That was a huge
well, and you remember
that was a huge thing.
You remember when they turned the not Pirates.
The Haunted Mansion into the Jack Skellington into the Nightmare Before Christmas kind of stuff.
Yeah, that is exactly right.
That's kind of the same. I mean, that's just a ride. That's not taking the whole New Orleans square and turning it into
a whole
Jack
and it is genre compatible.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Right. But could you take Space Mountain or something and turn it into Escape from Naboo?
I think you'd I think you would have the diehard Disneyland fans.
Could you take the cashier's stand on the way in and make it the Trade Federation?
Now that you could do.
Yeah. Can you make it super racist though, like the Trade Federation? You know what? If we accomplished anything today, it was that I made Jocelyn laugh, and that's all I really wanted to do here. So mission accomplished. It took an hour, but I got her to do it.
Our work here is done.
I'm super happy about that. If you'd like to send your feedback to the show, you surely can. We'd like to read it on the show. It's currentgeek@gmail.com. Real simple, real easy. I would like to thank our guests for being here today. Man, you guys were fantastic as always. Let's ladies first this business. Jocelyn, where can people find more of what you're up to these days?
Best place to find me is either amove.tv, where all of my video podcasts are, or on Twitter, which is twitter.com/GISgamer.
Nice. The Angry Chicken is great. You bring.
I love the Angry Chicken so much. It is the
anchor
highlight
that
of my
show,
week.
man. You anchor that show. I really like
it.
It
Is
my
an
best.
essential part of my week, Jocelyn. I don't know if you know this. Like you, Garrett, and Dills like make my grocery run palatable.
Yeah, because otherwise that is a rough, grim scene where Tom gets his groceries.
A lot of traffic. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be proud because the Instance I think used to be that for Tom, but I think the Angry Chicken.
The Instance is my weekend run still.
Oh, okay, good.
I love that you have specific events in your life that are tied to podcast. Like, all right, time for running. This is the only show I listen to on my run.
Yeah.
You're one of those people that writes us when we miss a week, and you're like, "Oh my God, you ruined my week. I can't get groceries now."
Starving. There's no
Groceries
food in the
was
house.
so sad without you.
Yeah. That's a good sign, though. Nobody likes a podcast nobody misses, so keep that
and
up.
I'm always talking back to the podcast player, which is always a good sign too.
That's always good. Do you do them on high speed too, or are they normal?
I do.
Speed? Oh, you do? Okay.
You guys on 2x. Yeah. The Instance I don't always, but Angry Chicken's always 2x.
All right. Well,
I have to try listening to it and see how squeaky.
Boy, Dill sounds drunk when you're on 1x. I started it on 1x the other day. And I was like,
that's because he probably is.
Jocelyn can also be found at GISgamer on Twitter. Please follow her. She's always got funny, cute things to say. I don't know about cute. I don't know why I use that word. It's probably my sexism coming out somehow. Hey, Brian Ibbett.
Sometimes I say very cute things.
Oh,
There
you do?
are
Good.
little hearts and there are smiley faces.
Oh,
Prepare
well,
yourselves,
then,
people.
all right, so watch for that. Brian Ibbett, always a pleasure, man.
Lots of cute things.
What's happening with you in your world? What do you want to tell people about?
Well, Coverville about to hit, as we're reminded today, and talking to Tom and Len Peralta on DTNS, that Coverville's about to hit its 10-year anniversary, as are Aldo's original podcast. So, end of September will be the 10th anniversary of Coverville, and I absolutely have no idea what I'm going to do for it. 500 episodes ago, I threw a big concert in Vegas, and there are parts of it I'm still paying for. So
that was
true?
so much fun, though.
It was so much fun.
Is that really
I made
true?
Veronica meet Jonathan Colton at that event.
Is it true though that there are parts of you're still paying for?
Well, not really. No,
Okay.
I mean emotionally.
Yeah, you're still paying the Richard Cheese tax.
Richard Cheese still emails me and asks me to tell Wikipedia to quit writing stuff about him.
You know, because you have power over that.
And that's totally true, people.
Is that
totally
true? Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
I love that that's true.
Brian, could you talk to the Wikipedia people and have them quit putting in stuff about the concert?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, not to be self-serving, but Brian is also amazing on Film Sack, which is this weekend, and we do it every week. He's also on TMS
yes.
five times a week with me every week.
My favorite 4 times. 5 times, right? Because we do 2 on Thursday.
Yeah, we do 2 on Thursdays. So do check all that stuff out, and Coverville on Twitter. Tom Merritt, anything else? You got anything else?
Just plugging away with the Daily Tech News Show, dailytechnewsshow.com. Brian Ibbett was on today. It was a great episode. Go check it out.
Woohoo! Yeah, he and I are taking co-hosting duties for you while you're out of town next month.
Oh, thank you guys for doing that.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to hear those shows.
What are we, Brian? You said we're the Joan Rivers and David Brenner?
David Brenner,
yeah, of that week. So looking forward to it.
I'll leave it to people to decide who's who.
Yeah. Clearly, the choice
It's
is
left as an exercise for the students.
What are you planning on wearing to it, Scott?
See? We know who you are.
Now we know.
You're all plastic now. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thank you all for being here. As always, you can find more of what I'm doing at Scott Johnson on Twitter. Tom's at Ace Detect. CurrentGeek@gmail.com is our email address. CurrentGeek.reddit.com is our subreddit. Don't forget, CurrentGeek.com is where you can find our webpage, archives, all that. Andrew Allen does our theme music. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We'll see you next time. Hey, where's the gavel? There you go. Nicely done, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Well played.
That was way fun. Show's always fun.
You know what I got during the show?
What's that?
my next novel back from my editor.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What's it called?
It's called Events of a Different Nature, and it's about Django and Sawyer, who are private detectives.
Oh
Nice.
my gosh.
Very cool.
That's very cool.
Hold on, are they dog private detectives or have you humanized them?
They are private detectives, Scott.
That's all you'll say.
I never reference what they are through the entire.
I never say human. I never use that word.
Is that the big twist at the end that they?
There's no big twist at the end. No,
Okay,
it's
it's
a detective noir novel.
I should quit asking because this sounds amazing. I want it on its own merit. Get it? Its own merit.
Yeah.
Well, good job. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. And thanks, man. Thanks, everybody. That was fun. I really enjoyed that.
That was cool.
And
Yeah,
you
that
guys,
was really good.
and
Thanks,
sorry,
guys.
you're going to be on again. That's just the way it is.
Darn.
I know.
Oh, that's fine.
All right. Bye now. Okay. That's it. Thank you, everybody. I'm a little hyper after my thing I had. What I have today, my thing. My deal. My massage.